Bonjour. Hello, hello. Comment ça va? How are y'all? J'espère qu'on m'entend bien. J'ai pas vérifié le son. Ah, alors, on m'entend, mais on n'entend pas le jeu. Ça, c'est pas trop mal. Normalement, on va entendre le jeu là. Hop, c'est beaucoup mieux. Allez, on va directement commencer la suite du coup de Corpse Party Book of Shadows. C'est maintenant, tout simplement. Donc j'essaierai de suivre un peu hein, le chat parce que bah, on rappelle que sur téléphone je ne sais pas pourquoi je ne vois pas tout. Euh, Enfin en tout cas quand je jongle entre Discord et Twitch. Enfin bon, on va continuer. On va continuer. Tranquillou bilou. La dernière fois on avait fait une mauvaise fin. Donc là on va forcément faire une bonne fin. J'espère. Je sais plus ce qu'on avait fait comme mauvaise fin. Ah oui, on avait envoyé Yoshiki. Parce que bah les bonhommes apparemment ils sont forts, donc on avait envoyé Yoshiki et bah ça avait pas fait une excellente fin. Hein. Donc bah on va pas envoyer ce Yoshiki cette fois, on va aller step up. On va aller step up. Okay, that should do it. Is it a little tight? It's hurting my stomach. Better than sleeping out and falling, isn't it? Yeah, that's true. Alright, lower me down slowly, okay? Please be careful, Mayu. I've got some notes at regular intervals to help make it easier for you to climb back up. That sounds great. Thanks, Nana. Mayuki, comme si elle grimpait. And there we go. I made it. Everything okay? How does it look down there? It's kinda dark. There's a really nasty smell. It was too dark to see my surroundings clearly, but I could instantly sense an oppressive atmosphere all around me. This was not a good place to be. Alors, déjà, c'est moi ou c'est différent que quand on avait envoyé Yushiki. C'est quand même assez chelou. Donc on a toujours les corps, ça par contre ça ne change pas, mais de tête, ça date d'il y a une semaine, je m'en souviens déjà plus. Il y avait aussi un corps ici. Mais je m'en souviens absolument plus. Mais j'ai l'impression que en même temps, vu comment c'est, j'ai l'impression que c'est vraiment pareil que quand on avait envoyé Yoshiki seul. Mais bon. There are a large number of dead bodies scattered throughout the room. Most seem to have died long ago, indicating to proper skeletons, but a small handful seem fresh, my god, as if they were alive only yesterday. Here too. Eh. Vomi. Attendez, je regarde si j'ai pas loupé de. Évidemment que. I mean, when I still have no Switch 2. I don't have no Switch 2. Don't worry. Je ne sais. Voilà, je vous l'ai dit, ça n'affiche pas. It's a girl's body. This is one of the. Gomen. This is one of the ones that seems like a more recent death. So recent, in fact, that there's still a hint of body heat to her. All of her fingers have been cut off, and her tongue seems to have been removed as well. Her student ID name tag is clearly Disney. Musa Ashigawa's Girls Middle School, j'ai pas vu. Je suis un caca. School Ikari Kiriue. This is the same school uniform as the one Nana wears. And when we rescued her, she got out several names. Wasn't one of them Ikari? I don't think I can bring myself to tell Nana about this. There's something on the ground next to Ikari's body, reflecting what little light there is down here. Is this what we saw from above? It's a small glass bottle, filled to about 2/3 marked with clear liquid. I wonder what this is. Looks like it could be water. Oh, the gourd there. Yeah. Having acquired the item we sought, and not wanting to stay down in this hole even a moment longer than I had to, I gave the rope a triumphant tug. Kishinuma, I got it. Nice going, Suzumoto. Now get the hell out of here. Or do you want me to pull you up? No, I should be fine. It's not even 10 meters. 10 meters. Girl. I can climb it. Ouais, climb. Almost there. Grab my hand. Donc ça, c'est le bon truc. C'était un peu obvious, hein. Phew. Nice job on climbing out of there. I'm so beat, though. It didn't seem that high, but my arms and legs are trembling right now. I'd definitely be feeling this long. Well, you did good. So what did you end up finding? This. Donc la bouteille. The heck is sick. It doesn't smell or anything. I think it's just water. Oh no, that's holy water. Holy water? My friend Ikari had a bottle just like it. It's a kind of protective charm. It's supposedly infused with the power of a famous spiritual medium. It has the ability to ward off evil. And some people believe it grants luck with money or love when kept in your bag. Sounds pretty sketchy to me. No, it's really totally legit. It's been endorsed by that spirit medium who appears on TV now as Sainoki. Sainoki? Yeah, I guess. If she says it's the real deal, then it's possible there may be something onto it. You've heard of her? I'm a little surprised by that, I have to admit. Is this something you can buy? You can get it online, but in Ikari's case, her dad works for the TV station and got a bottle of it directly from now after taping. Do you think this could be Carrie's bottle? Don't tell me Carrie's down there. Hmm? I don't know. Maybe it's someone else's. Or maybe Carrie dropped her bottle down the hole. Shinozuki really wants. Really. Shinozuki is really into this stuff too. There are probably a lot of go about these. Yeah, you're probably right. Retour dans le search mode. Alors, on a le charme. À quoi va-t-il nous servir? Ça, c'est la grande question. À quoi va nous servir ce charm? On va voir. Alors, la grande question, c'est où allons aller? Où allons-nous aller? On en est ici. Je pense pas que les... Parce que là, on peut pas y aller. Certitude. Je suis en train de réfléchir. C'était où déjà que c'est débloqué? Je crois que c'était là. Je crois que c'était en montant à l'étage. Enfin, pas cet étage, l'autre. Ouais, ici. Donc là. On va voir. Je ne suis absolument pas sûr de ce que je suis en train de dire. Ce serait pas impossible. Et il n'y a pas d'animation. C'est juste dark. I know she will accept me. She has to. Ok. And it doesn't look like they will be letting us through too easily. Shame these aren't real flames, or we could just douse them with water. How about we try using that holy water on them? It was recommended by a spiritual medium after all. Ouais, un truc pour sauvegarder. Youhou! On va sauvegarder. Let's save it. Bon. Imo. Si je refuse, faudra que je me retape le truc. Donc on va le faire. So hot. It burns like acid. Damn you, you're still alive, isn't that enough? My death soon come for you too. With this, one of the red spirits flames flew directly at me. In what was clearly meant as an hostile action. Suzumoto, watch out! Kishinama quickly leaped in front of me, hands out, taking the full Non, attendez, quoi? Then all three flames simply... What? Ok, non. I'm fine, I just burned my hand a little. Ok, non, ça va, tout va bien, tout va bien. Je croyais que Mayu allait mourir. Should have been paying close attention. I've got some stick on bandages. What? Nothing. Bah, je vois rien, moi. Please allow me. Just show me where you got burned. Thanks a bunch. This is Monto, seriously, what's wrong? I seem to have lost my student IT. I probably dropped it in town when I was climbing down into that hole. Isn't that it's in your hand? Oh, this belongs to the deceased girl in the school interest way. I picked it up earlier. Probably should have just left it there, but well, I was all alone and scared, and so maybe I'd learned something useful from it, you know? I think that's perfectly reasonable. We've got to do whatever it takes to reunite with everyone and get the hell out of this school. Mind if I take it and look at it? Yeah, I don't think you find anything to have on it. I, Ayaka need to either I use mine alone, she must be protected. If I had on s'en branle. Then the box in the picture look an awful lot like this one. I mean, I know we found it pretty far from the entranceway, but still. You're right, it really does. Isn't it a keyhole? C'est un trou à clé, effectivement, c'est une serrure. Merci, merci Nana. Maybe that key I found will fit the lock. Kishnuma and Nana were both watching me expectantly, and as I produced the crystal key from my bag, I inserted it into the lock. It fit. Crossing my fingers, I began turning, and met with no resistance at all. It was the right key. The lid popped up, and nostalgic music started to play. It's a music box? I had no idea. I think I've heard this song before too. Miss you so, more than you can know. Tell me where did you go? This is not the time or the place for karaoke. Quel bâtard. Ah c'est bon, laisse-la s'amuser. Voyons. Franchement, on peut plus s'amuser avec lui. Sorry. Kishinama took the music book from my hands and with a sort of derisive smile on his face. Something inside the thing, then, right? No good. It's too tight, a squeeze. My fingers won't fit. Try turning it upside down and shake it. Oh, something came out, but it's another key? Who hides a key behind the lock? But this means we can probably open some door now that we previously couldn't. I placed the key in my pocket for safekeeping and tried in vain to remind myself that I shouldn't get my hopes up. But in truth, I was downright thrilled. We were making actual progress. Ok, donc déjà on peut monter. C'est une bonne nouvelle. Montons. Déjà, est-ce qu'on a quelque chose d'intéressant par terre? J'ai pas l'impression. Donc on va monter encore. Et on peut pas aller au ref room. Ah, pas grand chose à se mettre sous la dent si ce n'est un corps. Est-ce que je peux pas aller à la ref room? Non. J'ai pas l'impression. I've got a good feeling about this. Let's try that music box key. Encore un choix à faire. Merde. Allez, on va try the key. The key turned easily in the lock. Yes. Et on va retrouver Naoste no key. Pardon? Mais what the hell? There was a dead body propped against the inside of it. As the door slid open, I sped out into the hallway. Shinoma completely ignored this, however, stepping over it and darting into the room as fast as his leg would carry him. Shinozaki! Within the pale darkness of the room, a figure stood in front of one of the shelves, completely engrossed in some ancient-looking tome. It was Ayumi Shinozaki. The floor around her was piled high with books she would seemingly read and discarded, strange coming from a bibliophile who usually won't even crease a spine. The curve on the other side causes a turnover on the 9 ball joints that look like fish in the progress geoglyph, with a white shoe instead of a needle. Shinozaki, get a hold of yourself. No talking. This is a library. Honestly, what do you inculcate the what the fuck? What do you uncultured troglodytes hope to accomplish in here with your ruthless gossiper? Shinozaki, that's enough. You can stop this now. This is not you. You're in pain, right? Whatever the loose soul is in control of Shinozaki, I'm calling you out. Get the hell out of the frog right in this instant. You hear me? What? She's ours? I'm going to make it this body mine. Not a chance! I'm much better at using her than both of you combined. It's only when we assign this person that our pain subsides. So please, won't you let us have her? Give her to us, please. What if we save you? It will help you get out of this school alive and in exchange. Shut up. Shut up, you selfish bastards. Look, I sympathize with you. I really do. Dying in here must be like a never-ending nightmare. But how does that give you the right to use Shinozaki like she's some kind of tool? She's a living being with a mind of her own. Oh yeah, the sort of of sun mind. We're pain, we're in agony, we're cold and we're angry, we're mad, but you're still blessed with life, don't you understand? I don't give a shit about any of that. All I know is you can't have Shinozaki. I will never ever let you take her. What? What the hell is this? Ringing in my ears. Is it bugs? Is it bugs? From there, I only took a sudden turn for the worse. Tossing aside the book she was reading, she began punching herself in the head with both hands. Oh putain de merde. It was so great in here too, but just look what colors I've been letting now. Silver, green, maybe. Just stop that. Shinozaki. Shinozaki. Oh, it was yellow. Shinozaki? Brother, is that you? You're late. I'm so hungry. It's been so very long since my last meal. In a suit mean I've been here, you see, and I haven't eaten a single thing since then. Not a single bite, nothing at all. Brother, it looks so delicious, brother. Is it strange? It's strange that I want to kill you. This is succulent flesh. Get it out, Shinozaki. I'm not your brother, for starters. What the fuck? Welcome home, brother. Mickey? You here again? You know, your selfless little sister traps by just... Attendez, what the fuck? Just to make you dinner, and that's how you greet her? You've been eating your meals every day, brother? More or less, yes. Some packaged convenience store food here, school lunch there. Just as I feared then. You keep going like that, and your health would deteriorate in no time. Well, you sit tight. I'm making you a fine meal right now. Whatever will you do without me? How's school doing? Going? I hear that you've been hanging out with a boy named Mochida and a girl named Shinozaki. What kind of people are they? Everything going to be okay, Anoid. That will come around one of these days. Just be patient, okay, brother? Stop it! Pardon? Oh god, Shinozaki is biting Kishinoma's neck. I've got to stop her. Blood, bitter, delicious blood. Kishinoma? Kishinoma? The two of us made a mad dash towards Kishinoma, intending to pry Ayumi away from him through any means possible. But to my astonishment, we met our panic gazes with a stern, "Let me handle this" look, reinforcing the message by raising his hand in a stop motion. Shinozaki, Shinozaki. Wow, I didn't expect that. If circumstances were different, this could be the start of a really heartwarming, romantic scene. Kishinama grabbed Shinozaki and hugged her tightly. Shinozaki, come back to me, please. You aren't any of these people. You're Ayumi Shinozaki, damn it. So bit by bit, I could see the expression on Shinozaki's face change. Her crazy, possessed sneer gradually gave way to a blank, dazed countenance that then slowly but surely began sparkling with life once more. And though it was nearly imperceptible, I could swear I saw a smile start to form on her lips. Kishinuma? For a few long moments, Shinozaki stared into Kishinuma's eyes. Then, in an instant of realization, her face turned beet red. I recalled the phrase, "Oh crap." Oh crap. Drifting through my head for a split second and then. What the hell are you doing? Uh, what are you trying to pull there? Pervert, get away from me. Shinozaki, what is wrong with you? Shinozaki, you had me really worried there, but well, I'm glad you're back. Shinozaki, Kishinama, are you alright? Sumoto, what are you. Wait, where am I? Shinozaki, what does one say in this situation? Welcome back, I guess? Hein? What's going on? Les retrouvailles. Parce que, oui, vous ne savez pas, Mayu est censée être morte. Well, I have to admit, this all sounds really unlikely, even to me. I guess I've been under the influence of this building for quite a while, though. Let me tell you, you were getting pretty violent here. How would you get in here anyways? These rooms have been locked since we showed up. I have no idea, but then we are in a building that can change its layout at will. I guess pretty much anything is fair game in this closed space. It almost feels like this school takes a pleasure in making the most unlikely events happen at random. I suppose when we're all dealing with the supernatural, you're already dealing with something that's scientifically unlikely, but so as not to rely on logic. You're starting to go over my head there. Oh, it almost sounds like I'm talking to your sister. Well, then let's just put it this way. There's no way of knowing what's going to happen in this school. So listen carefully. We have exactly 3 objectives in here. First, we need to look into the reasons why this place is the way it is. Specifically, we need to find out more about the beings who control it. Then we need to interact with those beings and try to dig up some means of getting out of here alive. Finally, once we've figured that out, we need to actually make it happen. That's pretty much of it. You're in full class trip mode right now. Yeah, sure is. But aren't you forgetting the most important objective, Shinazaki? Uh-huh. I think she's finding all our friends safe and around. Yeah, good point. That should be our first step for sure. Once we found Miss Yui, Mochida and the others, then we can work on the rest. Add Okasawa's friends to the mix and we'll be so many strong that nothing can stop us, right? Right? Let's not get too careless. None of this is going to be easy. There's only so much we can do in here, and that's not likely to change. For now, I'd suggest we investigate our surroundings as thoroughly as possible, leave no stone unturned, and don't give it up or give in, no matter what. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm scared to death right now, but I'm not going to let that stop me. Don't worry, we'll be behind you all the way. We can get through this together. At this, Kishinama stood up and began scanning his eyes over the nervy chefs. Since we're here anyway, how about we start checking for clues in his room? It is a reference room after all, there's bound to be something worthwhile. Donc la bibliothèque, elle est quand même remplie de livres. Et il y a une personne décédée, évidemment. It's a curse but it's mainly junior or senior high. It's mostly decomposed down to the skeleton at this point. There's a duffel bag on its side next to her, with a track suit partially hanging out of it. And her student ID, Mijigawa High School, Aomano. On vient quand même de passer en un stream, même pas, de Mayu en qu'elle soit vivante, ça on le sait depuis quelques épisodes, on va dire. Mais on vient de passer de Mayu qui va au fond d'un trou, qui trouve une amie morte de Nana, qui reprend son cas en main, à une boîte de musique avec une clé dedans, en ouvrant avec la clé qu'on ne savait pas où mettre. Ensuite, ce qui nous amène à la référence room où on voit Ayumi posséder encore une possession qu'on n'avait pas vue dans les autres chapitres, ni dans les autres, dans le jeu. C'est très confus tout ça. Bon, on va voir les livres. Nothing on this ship seems particularly relevant. C'est bien, au moins on n'a pas besoin de regarder tous les livres. I'm guessing so. There are numerous scrapbooks on these shelves, each containing various newspaper and newsletter clippings. One in particular stands out. It's an old school 3-ring binder filled with articles that are all over 30 years old. 1973, serial kidnapping and murder at Avonlea Austin Elementary. That's here, right? There was an article about that in one of the classrooms, I think. Dashing the hopes and prayers of their concerned parents, three of the kidnapped children returned home tonight in body bags. Local police gave an official statement at around 4 p.m. yesterday. Yuki Kano, 11, Ryu Yoshizawa, 8, and Tokiko Tsuchi, 7, previously reported missing, were found dead in the basement room beneath the school. Donc, les trois, donc Yuki Kano, c'est la fille qui avait perdu son œil. Ryu Yoshizawa, c'est l'enfant qui hante, le petit garçon qui hante. Toki Kotsuji, bah du coup, ça doit être celle qui a perdu sa tête. Circumstances behind the murders are still under investigation. And a suspect with ties to the school teaching staff is in questioning. First responders report a shocking, grisly murder scene and have expressed concern at even allowing the families of deceased to see the children. Significant mutilation is said to have occurred, and officials believe the sight of this may exacerbate the already delicate mental state of the bereaved. The sole survivor of this unspeakable crime is 7 years old Sachiko Shinozaki, who remains in shock from the experience. Her testimony may prove invaluable toward closing this case and putting this horror behind us. However, so police anxious to question her. Meanwhile, other parents have already begun calling Venia's safety procedures into question in the wake of this tragedy. Members of the post-traumatic PTA, post-traumatic assistance, have there's a snippet from another page as well, which includes photographs of the three victims as well as the lone survivor. These are the children I saw. I've seen them too. I guess they were killed here, so now they've cursed the place or something. It's so horrible to hear what happened to them. I've been looking at them scary. Evil spirits all this time, but really, they're just victims themselves. Be careful, Suzumoto. Compassion can be dangerous in a place like this. It's not unheard of for a spirit to lose its sense of humanity after dying. In other words, these kids aren't necessarily going to play nice with living behind beings anymore. What do you think happened to the murder? Here we go. They talk about him in this one. Because the 32-year-old former teacher believed to have committed the now infamous adolescent kidnappings and murders was found dead early yesterday morning. After being deemed mentally unfit to take responsibility for his actions, he was placed in intensive psychiatric care but escaped 2 nights ago. The psychiatric ward commissioned a manhunt which culminated in the discovery of his hanged body in a room beneath Evenly Elementary School. Near the site of the stalking triple homicide? Don't know. Cause of death was ruled as strangulation and is strongly believed to be self-inflicted, as this appears to be a show of remorse previously thought beyond his mental capacity. His psychiatric word has come under heavy fire since his discovery. Even the murderer claimed himself. Guess there's no happy end for anybody, for the families of the victims were probably glad to see him go. But there's that one girl spared. Non, ça c'est les logs, je suis un caca. Isn't it kind of strange that there's not one single comment from the survivor's family? Every article is full of commentary from friends and family of the deceased, but there's not a word to be found anywhere about the ghosts was spared. I assume that was by request to protect their privacy or something. Do newspapers really care about that? The mass media's always about chasing scoops, no matter what it takes to get them or who they have to bother. Dr. Tomokishi Fukuai. Mesmer magnetism. Correspondence in Anna Springle. Severafita. Malleus Maleficarum. Voynich manuscript. Because of psychic phenomena, letters to and from Magic Society's classic mystery novels, not your typical elementary school reading material. There are no serious number of library cards or anything on them, though, so they are probably not the schools. That's true. Maybe these were brought in by another victim who got trapped here. Actually, it looks like there's a name stamp on most of these. Kibiki. Is that how you read those kanji? Wait, Kibiki? You're right, I recognize the name. You know the paranormalist Nao Sainoki? Ko Kibiki is her mentor. He's a journalist. So that means Mr. Kibiki is in here too, I guess, but why? Mr. Kibiki is here too. Rien ici. Rien ici. Est-ce que tout en haut, il y a des trucs? Nothing. On va pas déjà sortir de la room quand même. Voyons, on va pas sortir de la librairie comme ça. Nothing on the shelf. C'est le corps. J'ai l'impression qu'on a fini. Mais j'ai l'impression qu'il faut trouver Mister Kibiki. Et ça, c'est un peu plus dur. Ça, on a déjà vu. Nothing. Ouais, j'ai l'impression qu'on a plus grand chose à faire ici. Bon. Fallait sortir. I wonder how much time that's passed since we got here. I don't know if I can trust myself when clocking a place like this. That's a good point. If space is being changed around randomly, there's no reason to believe the same thing isn't happening onto time. I trust my stomach, and it's saying me that dinner time has already come and gone. And now it's about when good boys and girls would go to bed. MDL. I have to admit, I'm hungry. Wait. Maybe we should find finding food to your list, Shinazaki, but for now, I think it's about time we find a nice cozy spot to sit and rest for a while. I think I'd like that, as I'm really really tired. Not so tired that I'm worried about getting possessed or anything, but tired enough. Ah, d'accord, j'étais peu ici. And so the four of us headed to the safest spot we could think of, settling in for a bit to help calm our spirits and refresh our bodies. Almost immediately, both Kishinuma and Shinozaki sat down, closed their eyes, and fell fast asleep, understandable, considering they would just experience. I'd like light, both of them. They must be exhausted. Kishinuma went through a great deal of turmoil to save Ayumi after all. Aren't you tired too? I am, but just can't bring. My mind keeps racing, wondering that what Nari and the others are doing right now. I feel like I need to be ready to run out after them at a moment's notice. Not just where you're coming from. I get the same way when I think of Sheik. I wish I could see his face right now. No. What happened to your legs? I felt like chill in my stomach as soon as I saw them. They were the same bruise-like markings around Nana's land that I had seen before, but they would become much darker in color. What? They looked pink originally, as if she would just wrapped her skin up against something, but no, they were a deep or dark purple, the color of grapes. Are you alright? Does it hurt? C'est quoi ce bruit? Plus jamais. Hein. I mean, the bruises, they've been there since before. Le petit son, il me fait peur là. Yeah, but they're darker now. Oh, you're right. That watery color. What's happening? It probably just changed color over time from the blood rushing to the surface. I doubt it's anything to worry about, sorry. I just hope it doesn't leave a scar. True, you do have a beautiful legs after all. Oh, please, no, I don't. I'm jealous. It's a thing, gorgeous. If I was still as you, Shig and I would sure look a lot more natural together. Is he your boyfriend? Nothing quite like that. Guess you could say him. He's just a really important person to me. He always stands by me, accepts me for who I am, despite all my flaws, and always supports me in whatever I choose to do. He sounds wonderful. Yeah, I'm not just saying this because we're in the same drama club, but he's like some kind of prince. Though if you ask Kishinama, he's a naval wizard. Kishinama has a thing for Yumi, doesn't he? Oh, does that bother you? You're taking an interest, perhaps? Ah, no, nothing like that. I had to ask. Actually, Kishinama's got it pretty throat. He got a rival for Shinozaki's affections. But they look so cute together. They are a lot they are a lot alike. Go ahead. They are a lot alike in many ways, particularly in their complete inability to be honest about how they feel. I bet it's a lot like you when you're with Marishige, isn't it? Hmm, come on. I already told you it's not like that with us. So I guess I really don't know to classify the way I feel. I mean, when I do finally see Shake, how should I react? What do I want him to do? Do I want him to pull me into his arms like Kishnaman did with Shinozaki? Or do I just want him to pat me on the head and tell me I did good? I it will come just like it did function by Naomi. Thanks. I hope Moshina is able to reunite with Yoka and Nakashima, Yui and Shinohara. We'll all meet up and go back home, and probably exchange that photo we took together after the cultural festival. I really want to see my friends too. I'm sorry, I've just been talking about myself all this time. I think I want to go scoot around for them real quick. I have to go to the bathroom anyway. By yourself? Isn't that dangerous? I only be gone for a moment. Ah, putain. I guess thinking about her friends got her all worked up. She probably just couldn't sit still any longer. Suzumoto? Oh, Kishinuma? Should I go with her? Just be safe. I probably should. You stay here and keep an eye on Shinozaki? Thanks, I will. If anything happens, just yell real loud. Ask my Shinozaki. Okay, the hallways are pretty dark, so I think I'm going to borrow one of the candles. Let's be careful. Once your friend goes Ogasawara, you two come right back here, you got it? Non, mais tu peux convaincre seul. Non, c'est bon. Oh, c'est pas ouf. Oh non, c'est pas ouf. The bathroom felt empty. There was no indication of Nana's presence whatsoever. Maybe we passed one another without realizing? Mesdames et messieurs, ça va être un petit instant Peggy 18. Non, en vrai, ça va pas être ouf, je pense, à regarder. Nana? What's wrong, Nana? Oh my god. The sound that echoed through the hall was like that of a butcher slicing up a large chunk of meat, bone and all. And this sound was accompanied by the dimly lit figure of Nana sprawled out on the ground in front of me. Or rather, part of Nana? Mais mon Dieu! C'est horrible. It was really just the top half of her body, severed cleanly at her teeth. Her legs were completely gone. And the worst part of it... Oh putain. J'ai pas vu. The worst part of it is she was still fully alert and aware. My legs... This grisly sight was too much for me to handle. I began weak at the knees and fell backwards, landing on my butt. I couldn't move. It hurts my legs. Nana was bending and contorting her back to breathing on the ground as if struggling to escape the pain and the fear. I wanted to help her, but I had no idea what I could do. Nothing had ever prepared me for a situation like this. I couldn't stand up, couldn't even think. The sight of Nana's screaming body, gushing blood every which way, was burning in itself into my mind. It was the most frightening thing I'd ever seen. It hurts. I could sense the presence of another person in the shadows just behind Nana's torso. Who was it? The darkness was all encompassing past a certain point, giving only the vaguest notion of a human silhouette within an inky black void. Who's there? That's the locker room. No, it's not. Where is this? Where's what's back there? That door should have led into the pool locker room, but lightning, or lack of it, was completely wrong. There was also an indescribably full odor wafting out from within, so powerful and revolting that I felt it could never leave my senses again. And whatever being was lurking in the shadows of that horrible room was getting closer to me step by step. Même moi je stresse là, je suis pas bien. Ah ouais. I still couldn't make it out a single feature, but frankly, I didn't want to. His existence alone was threatening enough. Whoever this was, I could sense his shadow posturing itself over Nana's head, as if preparing to swallow it all. It all. Like a crocodile, in fact the shadow was beginning to resemble a crocodile more and more. Was this even a person? Y a pas Nana, mais bon. The figure was now fully visible, and was indeed a person, I think. He grabbed Nana by the head, then turned and began dragging her into that horrid room. She was clearly nearing death, and as it took everything, she had to scream in protest. Her voice was getting weaker, and her writhing less pronounced. I couldn't even imagine how painful it must be to have one's severed body slowly dragged across the floor, exposed side down. It would be bad enough to just having my head held in that massive filthy grip. No grip isn't the right word. It really was more like a bite. God, now save me, please, Mayu. Stop, please. I don't want to die. Don't kill me. These were the panicked primal screams of a person last moments on Earth. It's a sound no one should ever have to hear, much less produce. And once you hear it, it's the kind of thing you'll be hearing again for the rest of your life. Nothing can ever wipe it from your memory. It stays with you. I sat there dumbfounded, so disturbed that I could barely breathe, and watched the slow slither of Nana's body as she disappeared into the unknown. It only took a few seconds for her to vanish into blackness, but those were the longest few seconds of my life. And once she was gone, only a wide swath of blood remained, tracing her path down the hall and across that hellish threshold. Nana, I have to go save her. Oh putain. Help. Mayu. Faut pas y aller, Mayu. Pas seul. Gathering all my courage, I ran at full speed toward the black void, but found no room to enter. Beyond the door was nothing more than a solid wall. What? No, where's she? Where was she taken? Mayu. It was just as Shinazaki had said, right before my eyes. A human being was put into a space that simply no longer existed, put out of reality. And yet, I could still hear her. No, can't even describe how frightened I was. All I could do was scream and take off running away from there. Anywhere else was preferable. Why am I going this way? Nana isn't this way. She's behind me. I need to go back. I need to save her. I need to save Nana. But I'm just getting further and further away from her. No, I can't. I just can't. It's not possible. What? Qu'est-ce qui est branle? My god. I'm sorry. So sorry, Nana. I could. I couldn't do anything to save you. What do I say to Kishinama and Shinazaki? We were just talking with her, and now look what's happened. Her legs were torn right off, right along the lines of those bruises. White, the bruises. Nana was sliced up the exact spot where she had those markings. And I have markings just like that on my stomach. But that doesn't mean anything, right? It's just coincidence, right? What is wrong with me? Worrying about myself at a time like this? But I can't help it. I opened my contact mirror and accidentally brought it down to my abdomen, lifting my shirt and loosening my skirt a bit to get a better look. God, no. I didn't have to look very hard. The color of the bruise of my abdomen had darkened significantly. It was far more pronounced now, practically pulsating purplish red. It looked more like some kind of demented crest. No, it's darker, more clearly outlined, and it looks bigger now too. What is this? Why is it here? Just bruise, right? Huh? I'm sure it will go away on its own over time if I leave it to be. I just keep telling myself that it would go away on its own. It was nothing. And I was starting to believe it, feeling somewhat placated. I lifted the mirror up and prepared to shut it, put it away when I caught a quick glimpse of my face. I saw fear, sadness, defeat, and something else. No, at first I doubted my eyes. But I wasn't seeing things. Nor was it the smudge on the mirror of the mirror. It was another discolored bruise, just like the one of my abdomen. It was nowhere near as dark, but it was definitely there, and given enough time, it will probably get a lot darker. Why? When did I get this? Maybe it's just dirty. Maybe I just need to wipe it off. I tried big shining it away with my finger, but all that did was make it wet. And each time I pressed down on it, the surrounding skin would turn white, creating greater contrast and making it stand out more. It wasn't going away. It wasn't going away. And if it just kept darkening, I might wind up like Nana. No, please, no. Torn apart. That seems. Sasumoto, what's wrong? So I heard you scream. Not again finding Ogasawara? I don't like that at all. We'll have you search Suzumoto. Stay back. I took a step away from them, despite myself. What's going on? Please just stay back. Nothing going on. I swear. Did something happen? Did you see something in your compact? It's nothing. I didn't see anything. I'm fine. No, I couldn't let them see me like that. I didn't want them to see this hideous bruise. Wait, Suzumoto. Suzumoto. Ah putain, c'est chaud. What do I do? What do I do? I'm running again, but where? Where am I going? I have to get rid of this. If I can't stand, I wind up with like Nana. I have to hurry. I have to find some way of making this go away. I had, well, j'ai vu. Attendez, caca. I had some concealer in my makeup bag. Maybe I could hide it. There we go. I can't see it all at all. Oh no. All I have to do is get some sleep, and when I wake up, that bruise will be long gone. I know it will. Yeah, I was getting all worked up over nothing. It was just a little mark on my face, after all. Probably just a result of all the stress I'd been feeling here. When things calm down, it will go anyway for sure. Ah putain, c'est chaud. Donc là, t'as le lit, forcément, mais c'est pas le lit qu'on veut. Évidemment que le mieux, c'est de partir. Évidemment. Closing the door. It wouldn't open, and it wasn't like it was locked. Aïe 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 aïe. Hello back, Lizzie. My god. Suddenly I realized why. The door was wrapped multiple times over with the thin black threads. How had I not noticed this a moment ago? What the? This human hair? I looked at it a bit more closely and concluded without question that that's exactly what it was. I felt an unpleasant heat radiating all along my back muscles, across my entire spine. I was being watched. There was some sort of moist, lukewarm presence in the room with me, and slowly but surely I could sense it moving. Who's there? Behind me? J'ai pas fait. Me dis pas que j'ai fait un mauvais choix. Parce que je pouvais interagir juste avec une putain de pancarte. I was too scared to turn around. This room. Oh, c'est Sachiko. Putain. Pfft. Jump scare moment? I don't know. It was a little girl wearing a red dress. Probably a first. Also gone greater. Her skin was as past pottery. Contrasting with her liquid-like hair, she looked somehow familiar. This is the girl from the newspaper who survived the murders. Sachiko Shinozaki. That cannot be right. That happened over 30 years ago. This room is so lifeless. I know what it needs. A human autopsy model. I want to dissect the human. What? Will you... Have you come to play with us again? No. Please, no. Geshin was, Something was dripping onto the back of my hand. But these tears, that's what I thought at first anyway. If I'd started to cry, I wasn't aware. But considering what I was going through, it wouldn't have been surprising in any way. I wondered just how much I'd cried since I getting set up in this godforsaken place. Probably more than I ever cried before in my entire life. But these weren't tears, were they? Was it blood then? Did this children do something to me? Sure enough. I reached up and touched my face, and my finger came in contact with something sticky. Something sticky and red. Oh, what did you do to me? We didn't do anything. Sachiko's answer was cold and disinterested, and came accompanied with a crooked, wry smile. She was just a child, yet one glance from her made every hair on my body stand on end. How about we take a look in the mirror? Well, wait, just for a little bit, so. Sachiko's face somehow made me feel as if there might be two sides of her, one gentle and one not. Regardless of which I was dealing with here, I wasn't about to go against her recommendation. I was legitimately curious myself. So I took out my compact, opened it, and... Why? No, please. The bruise I'd concealed with makeup had sprung back to the surface once again, though it could hardly be called a bruise anymore. My skin had literally split open from the inside, and blood was beginning to seep out through the pinkish fissure, bed by bed. No, this can't be happening. Can't be. It's happening. That's all you. If you hadn't fought it, you might have been able to die quickly, but you are going to die. You're going to be torn open along those cracks on your belly. The bruise along my stomach and abdomen followed suit, splitting open and dripping dark red blood everywhere. Death XD. At this point, I completely lost an ability to think or reason. I was a gunner. What's worse than dying in an instant by getting smashed against the wall? Getting slowly, carefully torn apart, that's what. Let's play, come on, let's play. Time to go in deep topsy, everyone. No, please stay away. Yeah, I was a gunner. Couldn't fight it. Somewhere deep in the pit of my soul, I knew there was no way out. This unimaginably cruel fate was predestined. I could not escape. Oh, sure. I tried to run. I screamed and resisted with every last bit of strength I had, but fate had gone at me by the ankle and it wasn't about to let go. If only I could force myself to lose consciousness, maybe I could avoid the unbearable agony that I knew was coming. But sadly, I wasn't that strong-willed. C'est dégueulasse. Oh putain. I could feel the hands of children all over my body coming from virtually every direction, and they were really digging. It hurts. Ah oui, oui, ça fait mal, oui. Ah, c'est dégueulasse. I'm dying. Save me, Shig. Shiggy? You think she won't be coming to your rescue? There's no chance, no hope. On peut m'enlever l'image, s'il vous plaît? I was seized with pain unlike anything I'd ever even imagined possible before. I couldn't talk, couldn't move, couldn't even think. I felt like my head was going to explode under the pressure of the millions of nerves, all telling my brain just how much every part of my body hurt. And it didn't stop. Every moment it grew worse and worse, then began to drift away. What an awful sting! Let's guard the wall, or maybe the hallway outside, with our new autopsy model. Ah, ils vont refaire la même mort. Non, c'est dégueulasse. Oh, c'est dégueulasse. Disco is getting livelier all the time. Sachiko's voice sounded like it was far in the distance. It was then that I realized the agony I'd been feeling had changed. It was no longer pain, but chill. It I didn't hurt anymore. It was just cold. So cold that I couldn't even feel my body. So cold. So very, very cold, Shig. I can't even move a finger anymore. But even if I'm dead, and even if my body is an unsightly mess, I hope you won't think poorly of me. Because Shig, I love. My final wish is that Shig is the one to find my body. As long as it's not too revolting to look at. Anyway, I wanted, I wanted, I want him to think I'm pretty. I miss him. Shig, bro. Waouh. Waouh. Je. Ouais. Waouh. What the hell? On a fini le chapitre 2.
C'est ce qu'il faut se dire, on va relativiser, parce que la mort est horrible. Enfin, la fin du chapitre 2, elle fend beaucoup de cœur. Waouh. Ah, la fin du chapitre 2 est très dure. Je m'en doutais qu'on approchait de la fin du chapitre, hein, de toute façon. Waouh. Très compliqué. Très compliqué à regarder. My God. Ah, j'en ai mal au ventre. Bon, les bonus, c'est bien, mais bon. Ladies and gentlemen, on va couper sur ça. We'll end on this. End of chapter 2. Thank you for coming, Daisy especially. Merci d'être venu, même si vous avez lurk. C'était la fin du chapitre 2. Prochaine fois, on sera sur le chapitre 3. Du coup, on commencera. Et moi, je vous dis, bah. Moi, je vais vous dire quoi à la prochaine. Bye bye.